bitter criticism on China criticism, China revolution, Chinese revolution. Going to read Cgtn top 5 from the highlights. As usual, I always read the first one. Politics, November 20, 2025. CPC holds symposium to commemorate 110th birth anniversary of Hu Yaobang. 2 minutes reading, and the photograph shows the CPC Central Committee holds a symposium to mark the 110th anniversary of the birth of Wu Jiaobang, a former prominent leader of the party, and something. Not such an interesting news. I'm recording this now because it's the first time I can show my flag. I can fly my flag outside because the windows are closed and I don't know how to open them. And the Communist Party of China CPC Central Committee, I just read. Chinese President Xi Jinping, also General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, delivered an important speech calling for emulating Hu's lofty demeanor and venerable conduct in pressing ahead to secure solid progress in all undertakings. In his speech, Xi recalled Hu's glorious life and extraordinary contributions, speaking highly on his indomitable revolutionary will. Xi urged all party members to follow Hu's example by holding fast to their ideals and convictions, staying loyal to the party, throwing themselves into advancing Chinese modernization and working hard toward their shared high ideal. Such an interesting glouse today. Describing Hu as one who grounded his efforts in reality, she called on party members to seek truth from facts and remain steadfast in the pursuit of truth. Who championed and advanced reform and opening up and devoted enormous energy to socialist modernization, she said, calling on all party members to push ahead with comprehensively deepening reform to galvanize and strengthen the vitality of society. She noted that Hu had a deep love for the people and had carried out concrete, meaningful initiatives to develop the economy and help people lead better lives, urging party members to follow Hu's example by marking solid efforts to continuously enhance the people's sense of gain, happiness and security. She stressed that Hu had placed great emphasis on rectifying the party's conduct, calling on all party members, especially leading officials, to follow his example by maintaining integrity and upholding the political character of communists as honest, upright, and free from corruption. Presiding over the meeting, Tai Ki, a member of the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee, urged efforts to advance the cause of building a strong nation and advancing national rejuvenation on all fronts through Chinese modernization. Li Xi, who is also a member of the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee, was present at this meeting. Sources: Xinhua News Agency. So a very strange first news, very institutional, not so interesting. Second news is better. Politics. November 20, 2025. International condemnation mounts against Japanese Prime Minister's Taiwan remarks. 2 minutes readings, and there's a Japanese one, the Sanae Takaishi. The photo shows Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaishi speaks during a session at the lower house of parliament in Tokyo, Japan, November 11, I mean. Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaishi's provocative remarks regarding Taiwan are drawing sharp rebukes from Russia, Thailand, and Venezuela, with officials warning that her comments threaten regional and global peace and represent a dangerous push toward Japanese military expansion. During a parliamentary hearing on November 7, Takaishi cited the so-called quote-unquote survival threatening situation in Japan's deeply divisive security legislation and link it to Taiwan, suggesting Tokyo might treat the Taiwan question as grounds for military involvement. Japan's current leader should learn from history and refrain from dangerous statements regarding Taiwan, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory of the World Anti-Fascist War, and the world, especially politicians, must remember the lessons of the war, Zakharova said. Quote, peace is a fragile thing. Peace is a man-made thing, end quote, she said, adding that the Asia-Pacific region should be guided by peaceful and responsible political actions aimed at preserving peace and security rather than irresponsible or aggressive policies. Quote, we know how Japanese militarism ended, end quote, said Zakharova. It will be good if those politicians who come to govern Japan remember this, understand where irresponsible statements lead, and refrain from making them, end quote. The remarks made by Takaishi pose a threat to peace in the region and represent a significant challenge to global peace, said former Thai Deputy Prime Minister Pinish Jarusobat. Pinish said that he opposes Takaishi's erroneous remarks and she should react her remarks. All nations should work together to maintain a peaceful and stable international order and build a community with a shared future for mankind, he added. Her comments are highly provocative and are creating tensions, Sans told Cgtn. For the sake of regional peace and stability, Takaishi should retract her statements, he added. Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory and not subject to interference by other countries, said Kimball Cario, president of Vancouver Peace Council, adding that Japan has no right to interfere in the international affairs of other nations, nor should it do so. Cario said he is concerned that Takaishi is distorting history, undermining international law, and destabilizing the region. Her true intention is to pave the way for Japan's future military expansion, which is highly dangerous and alarming, he added, with input from Xinhua. This was just the second news. The third.
Estación Portales.
The third says, China, November 20. Global major discuss urban governance in China's historic waterfront city of Nanjing. And there's a photograph The opening ceremony of the Global Major Dialogue in Nanjing, East China's Jiangsu province, November 19. A forum bringing together majors and major representatives from 10 countries opened on Wednesday in Nanjing, the capital of East China's economic powerhouse province of Jiangsu. Themed, quote-unquote, flowing rivers converging future. The Global Majors Dialogue in Nanjing focuses on sharing urban governance experience and exploring future trends in urban development, offering insights to advance sustainable development among global waterfront cities. Delegates from countries including Brunei, Egypt, Germany, Malaysia, and China are set to engage in a series of dialogues on detailed topics such as cultural heritage protection, green ecological development, and smart city construction. During the 3-day event, they are also scheduled to visit campuses, scenic areas along the Yangtze River, and historic and cultural sites to learn about Nanjing's experience in ecological protection, urban renewal, culture, and modern development. After touring Nanjing City Wall, which has a history of over 600 years, Gan Tianlu, chairman of the Working Committee for the Historic Urban Area of Malaysia's Malacca, expressed his admiration for the wisdom of ancient China. Quote, Nanjing boasts a rich historical and cultural heritage alongside a vibrant modern cultural and artistic vibe, making it an increasingly attractive destination for Malaysian youth. End quote. Gan said. He added that he looks forward to strengthening cooperation on tourism, the economy, trade, and education between Malacca and Nanjing. More photograph. The opening ceremony of the Global Major Dialogue in Nanjing, East China's Jiangsu province. Li Shengzhu, acting mayor of Nanjing, said the dialogue aims to share Chinese practices to address development challenges in urban governance. He noted that the city will also enhance its exchange with other cities and strengthen SCI Tech, economic and trade cooperation. China's approach to urban governance is undergoing a profound transformation, moving from the quote-unquote building fast, building big ethos to a more refined, delicate craft. The new approach, often called quote-unquote needlework style renewal, puts the focus on people instead of clearing swathes of city blocks for new construction. Majors are optimizing existing neighborhoods with target improvements by upgrading services, carrying out building repairs, and stitching together streets and public spaces so that daily life works better. For example, Shanghai, the largest city in East China, is aiming to preserve its character by protecting and revitalizing its hallmark lilacs, dense lane house neighborhoods that carry the city's social memory. Guided by an urban renewal ordinance, Shanghai prioritizes quote-unquote repair, retain, reuse. End quote. Two tracks are common in wider polygon areas. The city steps into fixed structural hazards and basic living conditions first. In historic districts, it pursues micro-renewal, careful facade repairs, roof and drainage upgrades, better fire safety, public space infill, and friendlier ground floor interfaces. Crucially, Shanghai manages commercial encroachment so daily life isn't squeezed out by destination retail. The aim is a balanced street, small businesses that residents actually use, alongside cultural and community functions. Places like Yuyuan Road and the Sinan area show what this looks like. Renewal is not just repairing walls, it's making streets walkable and sociable again, with safer crossings, pocket gardens and at corners, small seating areas and micro landscapes at key nodes. The feel of the street shifts. It becomes easy to stroll, sit and linger. And the fourth talks about Gaza. I'm going to read all this in right from Al Jazeera, and there's a very last one. COP30 divisions consensus goals amid global climate urgency. I'm going to read this later, I guess.